Hey guys, so we are continuing the conversation from the last video where we talked about क्या होता है इसमें?
Philosophy and thought experiments in philosophy.
थॉट एक्सपेरिमेंट फिलोसफी। आज कुछ नया लेके आए हैं आप, तो क्या लेके आए हैं?
So, in the last video, we talked about the thought experiment in the ethics related frameworks.
ट्रॉली प्रॉब्लम वगैरह।
Yeah, but I wanted to explore it a bit more and reach the other metaphysics and the epistemology sections, which
एपिस्टेमोलॉजी डिफाइन कर दो पहले आप।
epistemology is basically how you can know things.
ठीक है।
Basically, where you can get knowledge from. How do you define truths? And truths not in the daily sense, truths in the philosophical sense. Like there are some statements that are
axioms.
yeah, sort of axioms. Yeah. So it's really interesting because it encompasses how we define things, how we think about things, and all that. So it's more pervasive than we usually think about it. When we talk about philosophy, we end up talking about either ethics or we either talk about like social justice and that kind of like that end.
हाँ,
So
पूरा
this is this
judicial पूरा।
yeah, the metaphysics and the epistemology are usually overlooked. So I just wanted to I want to start with a metaphysics one, which is a very famous ship of thesis.
हाँ, ठीक है।
Very simple. A ship has every part replaced piece by piece. Is it the same ship? What if the old parts are reassembled into a new ship? So there are two questions there.
I think it's the same shape.
Which one is the same ship? The new ship or the another ship which is made from the old part?
The new shape.
Okay.
Because जैसे हमारी body भी है।
Yeah.
So every 7 years, 6 years,
Every cell regenerates.
every cell get replaced.
Yeah.
So you're still the same person,
Yeah.
right? So it's not just the thing, it's the context. वो उसका एक पार्किंग स्पॉट है, तो वहाँ पे वो खड़ी है,
उसमें लोग
ठीक है,
काम करते
उसमें लोग
हैं.
काम करते हैं, उसको
Yeah.
आप सेल करते हो,
Yeah.
उसमें आपने चीजें रखी हैं, उसका
Yeah.
फर्नीचर वहाँ पर है,
Yeah.
तो there's a lot of things which are connected to it rather than just the wood and the parts.
So when we talk about this in philosophy, there's another one which is basically this, but which is called the grandfather's axe. So the axe has two parts. Okay, and your grandfather used it all his life. Then he passed on to his son, and the
Wooden
axe part, no, the axe part chipped. So he changed that.
अच्छा.
And the wood was fine, and he quite chopping, and he passed it on to you.
हाँ.
And the wood like
हाँ.
ruined, so you changed the wood. And now you were doing it. So now you had two old parts. So you made another axe out of this, an old axe out of this. So the old axe had the same parts which the grandfather's axe had. So is that the grandfather's axe, or what you had is the grandfather's axe? Like ship of Theseus is easy to say that the new ship is the ship. It's comparatively eisier to say. It's not exactly easier to say, but because it has an identity. But if you make the thing small enough,
it's isolated, like एक ही चीज है वो,
Yeah.
make out two parts.
yeah,
like
like
अगर हम उसको एक कर दें, अगर
if there's only one part,
वन पार्ट और उसको थ्रो कर दिया तो
Yeah.
फिर वो चीज
that's
नहीं है.
not the thing. Okay, but when you have two things, okay, sure, you can say this is not the thing. The old parts from the axe made from the old parts is the grandfather's axe. Okay, but at some number you come to a point where it is no longer applicable, where it is that thing is just that thing even if the part change. So
और उसी वजह से में ये कि अगर सारे पार्ट एक साथ चेंज करोगे तो
yeah,
पैराडॉक्सिकली फिर वो उल्टा हो जाएगा ना.
सारे पार्ट एक साथ चेंज करोगे तो
It doesn't make exactly वो थोड़ा.
yeah,
बट कॉन्सेप्चुअली अगर हम कंसीडर करें, जस्ट अजम्पशन लेते हैं कि हमने पूरा खोल दिया, हमने सारे पार्ट खोल के जमीन पे लटा दिए, और एक एक करके सारे पार्ट चेंज करे और फिर
एक एक साथ मतलब
स्वैप करे.
सारे पार्ट जमीन पे हैं,
सारे
पार्ट चेंज कर
स्वैप कर दिए और फिर उसको असेंबल करा.
तो इट इज समथिंग न्यू.
वही ना.
एग्जैक्टली.
बट एक एक करके करोगे तो फिर नहीं है.
एक करके करोगे तो यू फील लाइक ओवर अ कोर्स ऑफ इयर्स.
वैसे अगर आपका दिमाग निकाल किसी और बॉडी में डाल दे तो आप दूसरे बंदे हो.
दैट इज द नेक्स्ट वन.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट ब्रेन इन द वैट. द क्वेश्चन इज इफ यू let's say you're just a brain in a vat hooked up to a computer simulating experience. How would you know? No, like
you will never know.
Yeah, of course you will never know about it. So you can never know because let's say you're hooked up a computer and feeling exactly what a person would feel. You can never know about it. But another question which is very interesting is how would you know anything? So this question was for metaphysics, but this what I asked is epistemological. But how would you know anything?
तो जिस भी आप
सिमुलेशन में आपको
सिमुलेशन में हो, जब वो एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है, उसी से आप कनेक्ट करो.
So that is the thing to think about also, that
वही तो मैं जो मेरा
things.
I talked in the earlier video कि वही I don't consider anything I see is real because I could be brain in a vat ना.
Definitely.
So whatever, my brain is real. The only thing I can be sure of that my brain is real. वही डिकाटे वाला कि the only thing I can be sure of that I think therefore I am. तो my brain is there. वो आउट ऑफ क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते, बिना ब्रेन के मैं एक्सपीरियंस नहीं कर सकता.
बट फिर look, okay, if we talk about that, then it depends that are you a physicalist or are you a dualist. मतलब do you believe that brain is something physical or do you believe mind is something different than the brain?
हाँ, वो तो क्या अलग है, बट वो ड्यूलिस्ट है. बट द थिंग इज माइंड, मतलब मैं फिजिकल माइंड की बात नहीं कर रहा. दैट कॉन्शियसनेस, दैट करंट और व्हाटएवर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, वो है. तो वो तो रहेगी, उसके बिना मैं एक्सपीरियंस नहीं कर सकता. तो दैट इज द ओनली थिंग आई कैन बी श्योर ऑफ.
लेट्स टॉक अबाउट अनदर मेटाफिजिकल प्रॉब्लम.
ठीक है.
इट्स कॉल्ड द टेलीपोर्टेशन पैराडॉक्स.
Teleportation, ठीक है.
Let's say if I take all your atoms one by one and transport it to Mars, like it's habitable, so don't like no weird stuff. But I disassemble and assemble you one by one somewhere else with all the knowledge, all the memories, everything. Are you the same person?
ये मूवी देखी थी ना हमने,
Mickey 17.
हाँ.
उसमें his body gets reproduced,
reprinted every time.
Yeah.
तो और वो दो साथ में एग्जिस्ट करते, तो कौन सा रियल
Which
था?
one is the real? Yeah.
So
it's
उसमें आपका वो भी है ना, मतलब what you call soul basically.
Yeah.
उसमें वो भी है दोनों में, तो वो फिर ट्रिकी आता है वहाँ पे.
Exactly. So here's the point. You have to believe in what you call soul. If you're a physicalist and you say the only thing that exists is what is, like what is external, what is like what I can feel, touch, like my brain is like, then you can probably reprint someone or like clone someone. But if you believe soul exists, you can never clone. You'll never be able to clone someone because you can get like let's say your brain has a specific configuration of neurons.
But अगर हम मतलब ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी बन जाए कि क्वांटम लेवल पे हम,
even like if you believe in soul, then you won't able to do it. Like अगर मैं बिल्कुल सेम न्यूरॉन लेवल पे हर बिल्कुल सेम वो कर लूं, योर ब्रेन को मैं एकदम से रेप्लिकेट बिल्कुल पर न्यूरॉन ऐसे एक
नहीं, जैसे बट जो पैरेलल यूनिवर्स थ्योरीज होती हैं, उसमें होता है कि आप एक पॉइंट तक सेम रहते हो, फिर स्प्लिट होते हो. तो उसमें दोनों अलग हो या सेम हो? क्योंकि उसमें सोल भी सेम था.
इट डिपेंड्स, बट फिर ये भी है ना कि you were never one to begin with, in a way.
You split.
Like, no, because even in the splitting ones,
but I'm not saying it's correct.
No,
but
interpretation of parallel world theory is that it's not like you change the timeline.
नहीं, पैरेलल वर्ल्ड नहीं, वो अलग है. पैरेलल वर्ल्ड इज अलग, कि बहुत मल्टीपल चल रहे हैं, एक डिस्टेंस के बाद सब रिपीट होता है.
What you're saying, like at a point when you make a decision, the universe splits in that way. In that, even the interpretation is that world existed from the beginning. Like it wasn't like it split from somewhere. For them, it's like that is the universe.
नहीं. उसमें जैसे जो लोकी में दिखाया था कि ब्रांच होती है टाइमलाइन.
Yeah,
so,
but
एक से दो, मतलब I'm not saying that theory is correct, but I'm just saying कि उसमें but interesting.
So most of the metaphysical theories talk about identity and what it means to be and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Now let's talk about some epistemological problems. The first one is my favorite one in all of philosophy. Is René Descartes' evil demon.
ठीक है.
It says, let's say, imagine a demon deceives you about everything. Your senses, your logic, even math. What can you truly know? Let's say there is basically an evil being who's trying to trick you every time. So what you said, I think therefore I am. I'll talk about that. But it comes from this work. So this is how he started. First, I want to know what your view on this is. How can you know things if you think there is an evil demon trying to deceive you?
I think this is very poetically related to the philosophy of Maya. बोलते हैं ना लोग, माया फंस गए, अटैच हो गए. तो यही तो हो रहा है. मतलब there is a demon which is trying to fix you कि आप कि भाई पैसा कमा लो, शादी कर लो, दारू पी लो, सिगरेट पी लो, ड्रग्स कर लो. तो वो आपको ट्रिकी तो कर रहा है. आप डोपामीन में या किसी चीज में ट्रिक हो रहे हो और आप उसी में फंसे जा रहे हो. एंड देन इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू नो. और उसका फिर तरीका फिर आई थिंक वही है कि you sit back and you reflect or वो सब.
Exactly. That is sort of what Descartes did. What he did was in his work, in his meditations, Ponce, I think it was called. I forgot what the title was. So he says, I am going to assume there is an evil demon trying to trick me at everything, and I am going to go back iteratively and see what I can truly believe in. And here he's a deeply religious man, but here he's like trying to question everything. So he starts with the word.
You should.
He says, okay, there is a tree. How do I know there is a tree? Because I can see it. How can I see it? Because I have eyes. But how can I see it? Let's say, like from a modern perspective, we say light enters our brain. How do our brain interprets it?
आप सपने में भी ट्री देख सकते हो.
Yeah, सपने में tree you can see it because you can sense it. So the thing is that at the end you can be tricked at every point. He takes a long-winded route and he questions everything from the beginning to the end till he reaches at the end of his conclusion, which is a very misunderstood statement, which he says, I think, therefore I am, which sort of means what we think it means, but it's deeper than that. The literal translation is more close to the only thing I can be sure about is my like that I am thinking right now. Like, not that I think, therefore I am is like sort of, it's a more poetic way of putting it.
But it manifest into existence.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's what he says is the only thing I cannot doubt is that I am thinking right now. My existence is definitely there because I am thinking. That is one thing I cannot be tricked about. Everything else I can be tricked about.
वही तो कहता बैट इन अ ब्रेन. वही तो मैंने बोला कि मैट्रिक्स में अगर आप हो, you can be bat in a brain. But you are a brain.
You are a brain.
That can be sure.
That is something.
That is why you can think you're a bat in a brain.
Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want to end it?
Yeah, I think it was fun.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. Let me know what was your favorite one, and do like, share, and subscribe.